Good afternoon. My name is Christy, and I'm so delighted to welcome you to my channel in this year 2026, the year of great opportunities, the year of great prospects, prosperity all round in every facet of life. Happy New Year. Yes. In this conversation, we're going to try to conclude the talk we started a few weeks back, when it's not gossip. I've done 2 videos under this topic. I think I captioned the first one, when it's not gossip, and the second one, the account I promised to give, or something like that. Yes, so this is the third one, and hopefully the concluding part of the conversation. Hopefully. Let me just do a quick recap. We differentiated gossip from sharing one's experience, one's truth, one's story. And we said gossip is when you talk about somebody behind that person's back. Usually the stories are unfounded because not really verified, so it tilts towards rumor. And then sharing one's experience is telling your own truth, telling your own story. And of course, you will talk about other people that you went through that experience together with. But because you are the one telling your own story, you're just mentioning them. It's just, you are not gossiping. You are sharing your own truth. You are telling your own story. So they're 2 different things. We're able to establish that. And to drive home the point, I gave a graphic account of a community, a potpourri kind of community. Diverse people, learned, unlearned, literates, illiterates, craftsmen, professors, potpourri, infants, teenagers, adolescents, aged, married, unmarried, widows, potpourri kind of thing. I now shared the experience of Tutu, a 60-something, never been married before. And one Babaroti, a certain Babaroti, 80 plus, quite elderly, widower. And Babaroti would always, hit on Tutu, not saying exactly what he wanted, but always hover around her, awkward moves and things. It took the intervention of a couple. They had to bring the 2 of them together when Tutu now had an outburst to shun Babaroti. This glowing couple now, the reason I call them glowing, you will understand now. They brought the 2 of them together, and after they listened to the 2 sides, they realized that Babaroti was just, they were not able to understand what he was actually aiming at. But whatever it was not good for Tutu. And he knew that, still went ahead and he continued in his awkward moves. They were able to tell him to back off, and thereby they rescued Tutu from that ugly situation. And that is the reason why I call this couple glowing, beautiful. Because in my own part of the world, people will just come under the pretense of intervening, and they will start to say, he's elderly, be patient with him. All these elderly ones, you need to be. No, this couple did justice to the situation. They told Babaroti off, told him to back off. Tutu obviously is not interested in whatever it is that you're doing, and you know that she's not. So what are you trying to achieve anyway? So that's why I say this couple is a glowing couple. I wish we could have many more of them in our communities. That way our communities will be better off, I believe, because they say that it is as it is without being rude. They just say, do justice. That's good. So what can we learn from Babaroti? Babaroti well, I don't know what we can learn from him, but we had to dig into we had to scrutinize his life. We wanted to know where he was coming from, and we were able to gather the information that he was an office assistant. At that time, they used to call them messengers in a DO's office. A DO, district officer, was an Oyibo, a white man overseeing some province. That was arrangement during colonial era before we got independence in this country. He was one of the messengers in the office of the DO. So I'm not sure he actually went to school. Whatever English he speaks, he must have picked it here and there, having mimicked the Oyibo and some other people. I'm not sure he actually went to school. So he's thinking that he's elitist, whereas he's not. Some people have identity crisis and they can misjudge and misbehave most of the time. So remember, he didn't apologize because he was actually alluding that Tutu was his friend. Tutu found that very irritating. She almost spat on his face. Anyway, that is what we found out about Papa Moti. So you can imagine, Papa Moti, 80, well, he still has to interact with people. So my advice is that you should learn how to behave and exercise adequate decorum when interacting with others. So that's what I would like to say about Baba Moti, because clearly he's not just what he thinks he is. So he needs to learn, and that's what makes our environment better. We keep learning, we keep improving, adjusting, and that way we will not be a nuisance to others. Yes, that's about Baba Moti. For me, Tutu should not have allowed it to linger on for that long. She was too cautious. The moment she started getting irritated, she should have told Baba Moti to his face in words, not ignoring, in words, the way he would understand. That way, he would have prevented the torment. Would have prevented herself from going through that torment. To the extent that Baba Moti would be alluding that she's friends with him. That's the height of it. Anyway, Tutu is always very ready and quick to share the experience, especially anytime she sees Baba Moti hovering around people, and usually lovely, sophisticated ladies, and they are squeezing their faces, they are frowning, they don't like it and all that. But Tutu is always very quick, ready to share her story to prevent them from falling into the same pitfall. That this person is not somebody you can exercise caution too much of it, because he will just take it for something else. So, and I'll ask that question again. When is it gossip? When is it gossip? So each time Tutu shares a story, is she gossiping? My one candid answer is no, she's not. She's not gossiping. She's merely telling her truth, her own experience. She'll mention Baba Moti, of course. She'll mention the glowing couple, of course. That's not gossiping about them. It's part of sharing her truth. And to prevent others from falling into a similar pitfall, to ensure that so many, we enumerated so many reasons earlier on, and she could even be looking for closure. Remember, Baba Moti, as far as I know, has not apologized to Tutu for his awkward moves. So she may be seeking for closure. More importantly, to warn others so I don't get into the same torment. Babanoti would always hover around, talk about irrelevant things, and he would often not respect personal space of others. And like I said, he would want to be seen amongst lovely ladies, elites, and all that, whereas he's not. So that's my simple answer to our question. When it's not gossip. Tutu obviously is not and will not be gossiping each time she shares that experience. I hope you agree with me. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon. I may come back on this, but for now, I think this is going to be concluding our conversation under that topic, when it's not gossip. Please, if you have experiences, comments, opinions, you can share under the comment section. Thank you very much. Bye.